Hello, everyone, and welcome to Support Minutes. I am Andre Lindy, and today we're going to talk about kind of two topics, honestly, two that I think are really important. And the first one is, why do we share knowledge? And possibly not just why do we share knowledge, but why is sharing knowledge important? And then on the flip side of that is, I think one of the problems in the sport world that's related to sharing knowledge. So first, let's talk about why knowledge sharing is important and what I think is both maybe the proper way to do it and ways that I think I see other people do when they first start. So why is sharing knowledge really important? Well, as a society, the way we learn things is usually we talk with others, we tell stories, we ask people. That's how we share knowledge. I mean, that is super important, especially in the support world, because it is a job that's pretty much based on knowledge. So when people start in the support world and they start to learn the processes, they start to learn the product, and learn the ins and outs, they have to learn from other people, and they have to share their knowledge. So where this really becomes important is then once these people start to become seasoned, they start to become better. How are they sharing their knowledge? Are they writing it down? Are they putting it in a group chat? Are they putting it in Slack? I think one of the most important things people need to do is publicly share their knowledge. And what I mean by publicly share their knowledge, well, don't just do DMs one-to-one with other people. If you do a DM, no one can see it. There's no way for other people to search that. There's no way for people to see that you're actually going out trying to share your knowledge. Put it in group channels. Put it in team channels. Put it somewhere that can be searched later on. And the reason why this is so important is that when you share knowledge like this, you are creating basically a reservoir for other people to go back and look at it later. They can search if they're having a tough ticket, if they're having a question, they can search, and bam, if you put it in a searchable place, then you're sharing your knowledge. And so this serves two things. One, like I said, people can now use this later on. They can shorten ticket times, but also they can learn. And when they're learning, then they see, oh, who put this knowledge here? And when they see who put that knowledge there, they can go to that person and say, hey, that knowledge is great. What else do you know? Or hey, can you teach me? How did you go about this? So you publicly sharing your knowledge helps other people learn, but then it helps you be recognized as a go-to person, as a person who knows their things. So, this is really important. Also, documentation is so important. That's why when you're sharing knowledge, also, if your company has a way to create documents and you're allowed to create documents, please do it, because then this knowledge will stay there past when you leave. So this kind of transitions into my second topic of one of the challenges, or one of the areas where I see, at least when I was working in support, is that we had so many smart people on our team. We had so many great people that knew so much knowledge. But the problem in support and all these is there's so much tribal knowledge. There's so much knowledge that people keep up here, and then they'll just verbally tell other people that knowledge. I mean, that's great because you get to help people in the moment. But the problem with tribal knowledge is that once someone leaves the team, the department, or even the company, all the tribal knowledge goes away, and there's no way for other people to look at it. So then when someone is looking for that tough question, someone's looking for that answer, that one person may have knew it, but since they left, all that's gone. This goes back to, once again, why we need to document our information, why we need to share information. If we can get away from being such a tribal knowledge group and actively sharing our knowledge, documenting our knowledge, we're going to make the process so much easier for everyone else. So this goes back to my original point. Why is knowledge sharing so important? It's so we can help each other and make each other's jobs easy and successful. So that's it for this episode of Support Minutes. Remember, support just isn't a job. Support is a mindset. Talk to you all later.